Hey folks, welcome back to DCS. Today we're going to be flying the MiG-21 on Contention's new Cold War server on the Germany map. And for once, miraculously, I actually managed to get a replay track to actually work without crashing the game. The rarest of rare occurrences in DCS. So I felt like I really had to jump on it and make use of the external views. Now, I don't want to spoil this too much, but this isn't the most intense combat assault you'll ever see. But I feel like the use of external views kind of adds to it where the lack of action might detract from it, so it kind of balances out. And if we're being honest, the main reason I want to show this video off is because it's about the Germany map more than anything else. And how impressive the detail level on it is. So we're up, we're flaps up, we're gear up. And we're heading to the AO. So we're actually on the front line because this is sortie 2 of the day for me, so I actually landed at the front line airfield. So we don't have far to go before we find a Phantom, only 28, sub 30 miles in front of us somewhere. So we're just cruising around up at altitude to save fuel. We have already dropped our fuel tank. He is now 21 kilometers hot. He is at 4,000 meters, which is about the altitude that we're currently diving through. I'm hoping the radar will pick him up, although I'm not really banking on it. And we are only carrying R3Ss, so it won't be able to help us much with the engagement anyway. He is now at 11 kilometers, and he's climbed a lot. He must have climbed to meet us as we were diving to meet him, so we've ended up underneath him. He isn't in burner, you can tell from the smoke trail, and he is oblivious, so we're just gonna use the speed. We ended up breaking Mach in the dive even without using burner, so we've got quite a lot of energy to work through to get our altitude back. And because he's not in burner, we can catch back up to him reasonably well. So external views coming in for the tracking shots. You'll have to let me know what you think of this sort of double action camera. Sometimes it can be hard to pick what to focus on. I don't know if the blending was a good idea or if you'd rather it just be two distinctly separate frames. He just seems to be trying to run away. He is turning, but I'm not sure if he actually knows where we are, and I'm not sure if he's intent on sticking with his original mission or if he actually does want to try and live, but to me it really looks like he's just not really with it and not paying attention, so pretty free kill to be honest. Bringing us low down though to check out the Germany map, we can see a city in the distance. He ejects into the floor, so rip to those guys. And we'll climb back up. Next target's very far away, so we'll skip ahead a little bit, but just take in some of the scenery in the meantime. It does look phenomenally good, this map. When you're up at altitude, I feel like it's bordering on photorealistic. So we're cruising at altitude using the clouds to kind of mask us on the way in a little bit. And this is actually an enemy airbase in front of us. Phantom is kind of over to the right hand side of it, somewhere about 30 kilometers away. He is cold and kind of flanking around to the right, so I feel like what he's trying to do is bait me over the airbase, and it might have sound defences, so that could be a bit of a foolish death run errand if I commit to it. There's just a gazelle underneath us here using the replay camera. There are actually quite a lot of times that hostiles got near to me and I had no idea. The way that the EWR sites work on this server is that players have to place them and they have a really limited range, so if your coverage is bad then you can find yourself completely surrounded without even knowing that that's the case. And I was worried that that was the case here because only one target's appearing on the reports. So I decided, since he's climbed and he's extremely fast, that we're going to dive completely away from him. Get some speed with a dive to save fuel and just head away from that airbase, because if he does catch me and I'm near the airbase, I don't want the dogfight that we're in to get me tangled up above it, because I could die to a SAM. So he is now closing in quite rapidly. I haven't seen him yet, but using the replay track. 5 kilometers, we can see exactly where he is. And it's around now, I think. Did I spot him? No, not yet. Now I spot him. So we hit the burner and we go into an Immelman. He's already above me, he's turning in. I'm kind of hoping that I can sort of Chandelle him a little bit here. Get him into a scissor at really low speed, because that's where the Phantom really sucks. We bodge our one free shot there, unfortunately. I'm very out of practice with the gun on this thing. And we stall out, which I completely expected to happen. However, one thing that I forgot about is how... what's the word? I don't really want to say shit, but we'll say shit. How shit the MiG-21's engine is. So I actually stalled the engine out here and it dies. So I'm now merged with the Phantom at altitude at very, 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 very low speed and without an engine. So we flicked the relight button, and this guy doesn't seem to be aligning super well with me there, which is why I didn't jink out the way. If he had pulled the trigger, he probably would have killed me with the gun. But we managed to get the engine relit as we go through this sort of diving rolling scissor. And you'll see the afterburner kick in any second now on the external camera as we jink the other way. So we are defensive at this stage. And we are quite quick. Even though our engine was dead, we dived for quite a long time. So what I'm doing here is using the speed to basically just play the one circle, because I want this guy to feel like he can follow me without losing speed, because then he'll feel quite safe, because that's what the Phantom does well in. But I'm going to keep pulling hard until I get slow, because if he continues following me throughout the whole process, like sticking with the idea that he's safe, then he'll actually end up bleeding his speed down to a stage where he's actually not safe anymore. I kind of overdo it because I'm out of practice and we end up getting into that sort of salmon fish wobble thing. And he overshoots. So we get him out in front here. And now that we've got him out in front, we're just going to punch the throttle in and ease off the stick a little bit. We want the speed to pick back up. He is very, very slow, so I don't want to needlessly make myself slower and make it take longer. And we managed to get towed, and miraculously, that missile actually pulls, which I did not expect. So we climb to altitude after that, and we make our way back to base. We just glide in. Our fuel is quite low, but there is a Phantom currently making a run in on the base. You can kind of see the tracer fire going up all over the place after him. And I'm wondering if this could be our third kill of the sortie. He is 13 kilometers hot apparently, although it looks more like he's flag right. I can see him now. He's over the little village or the city or whatever you want to call it, and he just ate a missile. It's currently on fire. That's a friendly that the Seeker had picked up, and he's about to crash to the left of the gun piffer. So unfortunately didn't manage to get 3 kills that sortie, and our fuel is now, it's not so low that we couldn't do more, but our EWR coverage is quite bad, and it's not good enough for me to like loiter. If there'd been someone around to immediately murk, then I'd have had a go, but it's not the case. So we're just going to go in for a landing since we're here. Might as well. And then if we do end up with anyone else running in, then we'll be in a better state to deal with them. So we're going to roll around to the right. We're idle throttle right now. Takeoff flaps are going down. And this turn in plus the flaps will help to slow us down. We want to be like sub 600 kilometers per hour as we drop the gear and the landing flaps. we're hoping that we'll be able to get on heading by the time that happens. So passing through 500 kilometers per hour now, so the gear is coming down. Landing flaps are down. And we can start to punch the throttle back up to prevent it from falling too much. We want to basically hold it around 400 kilometers per hour, which we currently are doing. And you can actually land at this speed in the MiG-21. Although to be honest, 400 kilometers per hour isn't really that quick. It's like 250 miles per hour. So we're at 350 kilometers per hour. We're using quite a lot of throttle with the blown flaps just to give us a bit of extra lift. Not the softest touchdown ever, but you can manhandle this thing pretty roughly. And we'll just let it naturally roll to a stop by the end of the runway. We don't need to bother popping the chute. We barely even need to touch the brakes. So that's going to be it for today, folks. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and a comment if you did. Check out the link to the description for the channel sponsors, Powermax VR and Air Models, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Cheers.